Did you know that reportedly a police chief in Alabama back in 1973 photographed a metal man while investigating a report of a UFO? The photos are readily available on the internet. Go look them up. I implore you to. And while they do look really cheesy, the policeman swore they were real, and the metal man ran away from him, quote unquote, faster than any human he'd ever met. So if it was a hoax, it totally backfired on the guy. He was ridiculed, lost his job, basically ruined his life. But it's a good story. Do you have any good paranormal stories? Or have you witnessed something paranormal yourself? If so, give us a call because the show is starting right now. Hi, hello, welcome to another episode of Truth Wanted. We are, oh, I should say who I am. Kelley Laughlin. I am your host, and this is a live call-in show that we do every Friday at 7 p.m. Central, where we talk to people about what they believe and why they believe it. And if you'd like to, you can call us. We implore you to call us at 1-512-991-9242. Or you can call us through your computer at tiny.cc/TW. Before we get started, I should mention that Truth Wanted is a product of the Atheist Community of Austin, a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the promotion of atheism, critical thinking, secular humanism, and the separation of religion and government. And I want to make a note that we are streaming tonight, so a big shout out to our viewers on TikTok and YouTube Mobile, as well as our regular viewers on the regular old YouTubes where you've been seeing us for years. And I want to introduce my special guest this week. As you all know, we always have a special guest. And my special guest this week is Kelley King, the atheist, the Detroit atheist queen. I'm so sorry, Kelley. I got tongue-tied there. I'm so glad to be here with you today.
Likewise. Thank you for putting a bug in their ear to bring me on.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, about 6 months.
Yeah. Since I got the bug in the air, yeah, totally. But it worked out. We got you on here. Kelley and I have been friends for. We met last year at the ARC protest, as I recall.
Yeah.
So
that's how I met all of you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun there.
Me too.
So
I'm glad I went.
But you're my guest, so I want to learn a little bit about you. What do you do on the internet? Where would people find you if they were surfing around?
Well, my handle, mostly everything is Detroit Atheist Queen. I got TikTok. I'm small. I just started, but I got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. What I do now is I have 3 podcast shows that I'm working with. The first one is called Secular Activism Unfiltered, where I talk with guests who's helping out in the community, and you've been on there a few times.
I have.
And then the next one is Alternative Faith Discussions, where I talk to people who are like in pagan religion or something like that. I talk with them. And the next one is more people who maybe were in the purity culture, or those who don't care and they're in the alternative lifestyle choices, as I would say on air.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking with them. So my first episode of that is going to be next week. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm also the affiliate leader for Black Nonbelievers of Metro Detroit. And I also hold the treasury position in Michigan Atheists.
Well,
and then you also
here. And I know you're not finished. That's the thing. Keep going.
And you also can find me every Monday, 9 a.m. to 11 Eastern Standard Time on the DAM network with the Java and Jugs crew. And I see some of my ladies are in the chat. Thank you, ladies, for tuning in and watching me. So that's what I do online. I do other stuff in person, but that's my online persona.
I see Lil in the chat.
Yeah. That's my homie right there.
AJ, yeah. There's some of your fellow Java and Jugs crew.
Yeah. I don't even know how I got in that either. They just asked me, "Do you want to be part of this?" I'm like,
that's how everybody gets in. They get asked.
I'm like, how did I get in that? Because Jess How to Will the Asteroid was on here not too long ago. She's also one of our members as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
So you better have everybody from Java and Jugs are gonna do MSC come on.
we have to get on
Slowly but
here
surely.
eventually, and we'll go through the whole
Everybody,
crew
slowly
there.
but surely. We're all
Ryan
gonna
has
be
been
here.
on the show before as well, but it's been quite a while. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we're up. See, I'm saying we all gonna make it one day.
So yeah, what is your big interest in? Like, we had talked a little bit before the show started about UFOs. Are you really interested in that kind of thing, or?
I think it's fascinating to me because it's always an explanation of why they're seeing them. You know, I saw a movie years ago. It was with George and Gordon Levitt. It was called Mysterious Skin. And I won't talk about what the movie was about because it's kind of gory. But the boy in the movie kept thinking he was abducted by alien, but that was not really what happened to him. But he was suppressing a tragic event
Gotcha.
of what happened because that's what he thought. So he didn't want to remember what actually happened.
Sort of like a form of escapism from what was really happening.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So that happens a lot of times that we will escape the reality and think it's something else or something.
Yeah,
it's just like a regular plane. It's like a funny shaped plane or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it'd be some crazy. I used to watch like those UFO alien stories and things like that for a long time in my life. I used to think that, like aliens exist, but it's not for us to know who they are. That was my philosophy back in one time. I don't know what to think.
Why not?
I mean, you might be. Might be.
Yeah. I know my mother was really she was a big conspiracy theory, UFO, totally thought they were real. J. Allen Hynek, I don't know if you know who he was, but that back in the 60s, she was like her big hero. And she actually turned me on to Chariots of the Gods by Eric von Daniken. So she like indoctrinated me into just bullshit, unfortunately. As much as I love my mother, she did that to me. So
yeah. My mom is more like the ghost type of the spirits and stuff like that. We also could have tackled that on. I got stories with that too. So I don't know. Like I'm coming from somebody who at one time believed in a lot of that stuff, deja vu and all that. I worked sometimes back in my mind, I thought I had experienced some of that stuff before.
I worked in a supposedly haunted bar for several years, and there was a lot of weird things that happened around there. I never saw a ghost, but other people that worked there swore they did. One guy came in, worked one night, and quit. After he said he saw the ghost in the basement and quit and never came back. And so there was like weird things like that would happen. And I don't know if it was real or not, but I was there for a long time and I never saw anything. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't know, because one time I remember I was at work and I just felt something. And then I fell down a couple of stairs and I was at work. And I was there's a ghost on these stairs. And I ran so fast off those stairs. I would assume it was a ghost. I don't know. Oh, that was funny though.
You know what? One of the things we usually do right near the beginning of the show, and I probably should have before we started talking, is doing our question of the week. So if you don't mind, I'd like to take a quick break and do that.
Sure.
Normally we have our backup host come up and do it. I was the backup host today. I just jumped up in a dance spot and we couldn't get any to fill in for me. So I'm going to pretend like I'm still the backup host. Last week, we asked you, what's the most ridiculous religious claim that you've believed? And here are our favorite answers. Number 3 from Chuck Gatos. A ridiculous thing I was told as a kid was that if I ever got lost, it was safe to ask police officers, firefighters, and priests for help.
Oh, no.
And the sad thing about that is that should be true.
It should be. It should be. What's that song? These are the people in your neighborhood. Sesame Street song. Who's the people
Yeah,
in your
right, right.
neighborhood?
We used to
People
sing a
that you meet.
different version of that.
Yeah,
I grew
people
up in
that you
the
meet.
yeah, I grew up in the city, so we used to sing a pretty weird version of that instead. Um,
Yeah.
number 2, also from Chuck Gatos. He was actually active this week.
Okay, now.
A ridiculous thing that I used to believe is that Adam and Eve were white people who were fond of shrubbery.
How dare they be fond of shrubbery?
Well, it's because they had to figure out which leaves to use, so they didn't get
And
poison
they'd be
ivy, right?
itchy.
Yeah.
Itchy. They'd be itchy.
And our number 1 answer, and guess who it's from? Chuck.
Me.
No, it's from Chuck Gatos. And
I didn't find it the other day.
a ridiculous thing I learned in Catholic catechism class was that intentionally missing a mass on Sunday is a mortal sin, just like murder. So skipping church to watch a football game is as bad as killing someone.
I learned. Yeah, it is.
And I totally agree with that. And there's other things there with that, like the players are working on the Sabbath, which you're not supposed to do. And I know it's not really a pigskin, but they're not supposed to be touching pigs either. So there's a lot of problems. Football is really anti-Christian if you think about it.
Yeah, because I remember they came up and it was like, well, what sin do you think? Do you think there's any sin more important than any other sin? And I was like, yeah, murder, whatever, all this stuff. There's everything is equal unto God.
Yeah, yeah. And now our prompt for next week is, who do you want to meet when you go to hell and why? So Kelley, who would you like to meet in hell and why?
I got plenty. I mean, in the chat, we're having a party. I don't got no particular person, but it's all of you. And you are the party king. So I know if I see you, there's a party to be had. And we already got all the fire, so we ain't got to worry about lighting. So there you go. It's a party. We are going to be in hell anyway. We're just going to have a party. If we're going to burn for eternity, we might as well have a party.
Yeah, right?
So that's my answer.
All right, I'll meet you down there. I had a good joke that I learned today, and I totally forgot it that I was going to use about the afterlife, and I totally forgot.
We are gonna be there anyway.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I don't know. Live it up.
Anywhere to be at, right?
I mean, they said I'm gonna be there because I don't believe. So, but we also gonna see like Hitler and all them too. They're gonna be there too.
In heaven, right? I was hoping that when I go to hell, I meet Carl Sagan so he can show me his invisible dragon. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
I'd be like, what's up? Shoot,
we had a phone coming through, but it got dropped.
Oh.
I don't know what happened.
Why you don't want to talk to me, Colin?
Yeah, who wouldn't want to talk to Kelley? Come on.
I don't bite. Maybe.
So, you know what? I always forget these things, and I shouldn't do it. But one other thing I should do is mention our patron of the week. Every week, we call out somebody off of our Patreon and thank them for supporting the show. And we want to thank everybody who supports the show. But this week, we want to give a special thank you to Linda Sherwood. Thank you so much for contributing, and to everyone else that does as well. And you can contribute yourself at tiny.cc/PatreonTW. And thank you to everybody who else supports us. So I guess that's my stuff out of the way for right now. Thank goodness, because I always forget that second stuff. I start talking and having fun, and I forget. So
I know. That's one thing. Like we have a podcast with Black non-believers every first and third Saturday of the month called In the Cut. And so I now have been hosting a few times, and I be forgetting. But it's a lot of stuff you have to remember.
Yeah.
But
a lot of stuff. You got to take
a lot of announcements and stuff to go on, and the links and the other affiliate groups and stuff like that you have to mention. So yeah, I understand that.
Have you ever had a paranormal experience?
Myself, yeah, I have a couple that. Yeah,
you want to talk about one? I'll stage one with you.
Okay, we don't know any of mine. Well, I'll talk about the ghost one. Like I have other people that I know have UFO, but I never had UFO experience
Mhm.
on my own. So when this is kind of crazy though, but years ago, my grandma died like in 1989, and the movie that came out soon after her death was Ghost. You know, Whoopi Goldberg and Patrick
Mhm.
Swayze, that movie right there. So my mom
Famous
and I,
pottery
we
scene.
went we went to the show to see it, and walking back, I was like, "Ma, do you really think that?" Now maybe my mom pushed the button on the alarm, but we weren't even near the car. But the car starts like lights flashing. And like, is that our car? And the people was like, "Oh my God!" And mom just dropped down to the crying, and she was like, "My mom, um, mom, I know you're there." And we decided hugging each other because the cars
Aw.
were going up. We
Yeah,
assumed that
yeah.
that was that ghost. My grandma was kidding us with the
Yeah,
car.
like, it's
We was
like
like
saying
singing
hello.
with the car.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, saying hello with the car. So we started crying every time I thought about it. And that's what like the first thing that my mom will mention. You don't believe in God, but remember when your grandma came to us? That's what she says now.
I had a,
But yeah,
1962 Chrysler with a stock AM radio in it with the old vacuum tubes. And
that'd be for that. I was alive when alive
and
then.
it would always
Sorry.
take a minute or two for the vacuum tubes to warm up and for the radio to start. And I'd forget to turn it off and go in. And I was with a friend once, and we were watching Christine at his house. And then I was giving him a ride to the store when the movie was over. And we got in and we drove about 2 blocks from his house, and the radio came on by itself. And it really freaked him out.
Yeah, it was like that's God. That's a ghost. Like, what's up?
Well, we just watched the movie about a haunted car, and that's the big part of the movie is the radio keeps turning on by itself. So he just looked
Yeah.
at me like, "Oh shit!"
It was one other time where we were in the I was with my friend who was at her house. And so why do we don't know what the hell happened? Maybe the dish soap fell into the water or something. But
Mhm.
we looked up and we looked up and realized that it was a nice soapy sink for the dishes because we needed to wash. And then she was like, I guess that's Auntie telling me I need to wash these dishes. So he just washed the dishes. But we don't know how the hell that water got in there. There's nice soap water. So we just washed the dishes
So
because I just passed and it was her house. And we said, oh, we started to clean this kitchen.
you
So
mentioned
we just,
the thing with the car, and I remember I had a similar experience right after my mother passed. With I took a little stained glass thing out of her apartment and put it in the front window of my store, and a couple days later I was closing it up, and the sunbeam came right through it, just perfect, and made the thing glow. And I know there was nothing to it, but and honestly it made me sit down on the ground and cry for about 5 minutes because my mother had just left, and it just kind of welled
yeah.
out. But I was wondering if you think like that experience you had, right, was something, like, do you think that people, when they have those ghost-like experiences, that they're just like that hopeful wishing of, that connection with their lost person? And you
Oh
think
yeah,
that's what that is?
definitely. Definitely, definitely. It's definitely you miss them. So every little thing, and some things are gonna make you to remember them. And it happened to be a song, funny thing, the song, the radio started playing, all that stuff started going on. And it was a song that she liked.
Hmm.
So I'm like, that was just her, that was not her, but that was just us missing her and had wanting to feel connections with her.
Right, right.
But at the time, I would ask her reaching out to us,
You,
let us
you,
know that she's watching us.
my experience was real cathartic for me. It was really the thing that got me over it, honestly. Like 2 weeks later, that so I could, start thinking clearly again and stuff. But yeah, I don't know if that's a natural process that people who are grieving like that go through, where they want to reach out and get that feeling, so they create that idea in their head that they're making that connection. And it makes me also wonder if that's maybe like the beginnings of religion, if when you think about it, like back in the very like proto-Neolithic age, when uh, humanoids were actually starting to develop relationships with each other, if that was like reaching out to the family members that were gone. So I think it's an interesting thing to think about. But
I know with me, like I believe like the ancient religions, they didn't know how things happened. So they were like, well, this is the god of wind, this is the god of air, this is the god of sun. So that's what they thought.
Hmm.
And then later on, you realize that there's a reason why, and it's a scientific method of why these things happen. So then now they just say this one God does everything. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know that I've studied a little bit about religion. I'm obviously interested in it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But it seems like the thing, like you're saying, that given that these things in nature, some humanistic qualities or some godlike humanistic qualities, kind of seems like was the beginning of an animism and spiritualism, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I think like the mythological stories, I'll be honest, those are more exciting than the Bible to me.
Some of them are definitely. There's some pretty good
Some
stories
of
in the
them are
Bible, I
really
got to say.
cool. There's some cool stories. Like I was talking with a coworker. It's so funny. So I mentioned her before in previous things. Cause she came to me and she was like, "Oh, well, I thought I was an atheist." She was like, kind of
Yeah.
look, walked, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But then she came and asked me why. So I started asking her why. So then we went into uh the Ark encounter, the Ark story and
Hmm.
stuff like Noah and stuff like that. And I started naming stuff for why it could not be plausible for this story to be true. She got angry,
Hmm.
trying to explain how God was the reason why it was possible. You have to have faith in God. That's why these things happen. And so I said, okay, well then riddle me this. What did the animals have to do with it? If God was that mad at humans, man or whatever, why do you have to curse like the cats, the dogs and stuff that were innocent?
Hmm.
And her answer was like, well, um, they were just animals. So go back a couple of days ago, she had the nerve to come to me and say, the Bible, I don't know how we started talking about it, but she ended up saying, the Bible has got some crazy stories in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
I was
said,
wondering if she had any pets. You know,
I don't know. I don't know if it's best or
because
not.
I would have countered, well, if you have a pet, is it okay if I go drown your pet because it's just an animal? I mean,
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It seems to me that a lot of Christians really, really lack empathy.
Yeah, I'm like, are you serious? So she comes in and she was like, oh, the Bible got some crazy stories in it. And I said, it was crazy. You believe them. She walked away from me then when I said that. But I'm like, why do you believe that stuff? But I know I did too for a long time.
Hmm.
But I guess she thinks because she's a pastor's wife, she's better than me.
Well, yeah, they're always better than you if you don't believe, right?
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I'm worse of the worst.
that I've mentioned this in quite a bit. That one of the things that I've noticed when people start to deconstruct, they start to ask questions, and I think that's one of the best things that we can do, is to teach people to ask questions. And that's the best thing. I don't want to tell people what to think, but I want to teach them to ask questions to help them think. So I think that's really
Exactly.
important because a lot of people don't know how to ask those questions.
Yeah, I get a lot of that, like especially being a black woman, and I get some evil people. And people like, but some people really was like, really, how did you come to the conclusion, and what did you do? I have no problems with it, with answering those people because their curiosity is, what gets you. But the ones that's like, you going to hell, damn you. No, that's the issue for me. But if you want to have a conversation, you're more than willing. I don't
Hmm.
mind that. I want you to, to see how I got to where I came. You might go another route. That's why I do the alternative faith discussions. Because some people walked away from the Abrahamic religion, but they still believe in spirits or something like that. When I deconstructed, I went through a deist stage myself. So I believed in like the astrology and stuff, the horoscopes, big at that. I was faithful with that. So, and then eventually I came where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
It took time, took years.
What made that change for you? What was it that really sparked you on that movement?
You just keep these shows for one. Thank you. Oh man, this was because when I first left, it was my COVID time. Well, see, hold on. A little bit before COVID time, but I would watch these shows, and there was other shows that's no longer on air anymore that I used to watch too. I wish I'd bring back secular sexuality, but I'll talk about that later. But yeah, but I just watching them and listen to how the host and the callers interacted, and some of those callers didn't have any logical reason of why they believed what they believed, and that I had the same thoughts that they did at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Why do I believe this? And then I never went through an angry stage, but I did go through a sad stage because I didn't understand why do we believe that, and especially when some of the hosts talked about slavery. So that had me thinking, like, wait a second. Yeah, why do I believe in this God is so good if he let my people be slaves for 400 years? And we still going through systematic problems today, even now.
Fix that by now, right?
And it's not, and it's sad, but God is good all the time, though, huh?
Well, he has a plan.
Yeah.
You just can't question it. You can't question his plan. That's all. You just gotta have faith. Gotta have faith.
Gotta have faith. And I had faith for many years. It didn't seem to do anything.
I'm looking for some people of faith to call us right now. What do you have?
Yeah, where you at? That's why I waited 7 months to be on this show.
Yeah, come on, call Kelley. She needs to talk to you.
Yeah, I want to get this in. I want to see if I can do this on other situations.
Every week I do have a few announcements that I have to take care of. Should I just get them out of the way right now while we were still waiting for that call? You want to do that? Let me do that?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Might as well do it right now.
I'm along for the ride.
Join our weekly watch parties at the Free Thought Library on Sundays for live viewings of Talk Heathen and the Atheist Experience every Sunday. I was trying to sound like a radio announcer. The doors do open at 11, and it's a great place for building community. It's really a lot of fun there. Free Thought Library is a great place. I've been there many times myself. It's like the signature atheist destination, right? You got to go there and take your picture at the sign in the front of the building. And another way to support us, and you can do that right now tonight, is by sending us a super chat. You can get them in. We'll read as many as we can, as long as they're YouTube friendly. I don't have a problem reading them. And if you send us a super chat, I will stop talking immediately, unless I have a caller, and I will give you a super fact. So super facts for super chats. And if you're in the Austin area, you can follow us on Meetup to keep the community keep up with all the community events. You can see what's going on at tiny.cc/ACA Meetup. We do things like Philosophy Under the Stars. They have game nights. They have all kinds of special things that they do there. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, I hung out there. Library's a lot of fun. There's a great community there. And if you need people to, you need to meet new friends and stuff, it's a great place. And last but not least, I have to bring up the crew. Let's see the crew cam. And I want to say thanks to all the video operators, the audio operators, the moderators, the call screeners, everybody that does everything, note takers, all the people that sit behind the screen and do all the things that make this the great show it is. I just show up and talk. I don't do anything. I mean, anybody can talk, right? So these are the guys that make me look good. excuse me, and if you'd like to be one of those attractive crew members, be a guest on one of her shows, or eventually even become a host, we're always looking for people interested in being a part of our productions. I just started out as nobody. Had never done anything like this at all. So I just volunteered and here I am. But if you would like to be a volunteer just like me, you can do that by emailing volunteer@atheist-community.org to get involved. And I recommend doing it. So, okay, there you go. I got all of that out of the way.
Hey, that was a mouthful.
I know, right? But I'm done now. So we're all good. What would you like to talk about? If you could pick anything to talk about on this show this evening, what would it be?
I don't know. I want a variety of stuff. Actually, I like a smorgasbord of thing. Talk about God and their beliefs and ghosts, all that good stuff. Bring it on. Well, I want to see,
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering why your friend hasn't called yet. But
Are you talking about John from Canada?
yeah. I don't want to say the name on the air. But I don't want to jinx
I had
myself.
a feeling he's
But
probably going to call this evening at some point
yeah,
or other. So
yeah, because it was one caller and they always talk about being a vegan. I want to talk to them. It doesn't matter. I'm up for it. Whoever calls and see what they're about. We can get into a nice discussion.
where would you like to see yourself with your activism, say, in 2 years?
Oh, that's a question I ask people on my show.
Well, I'm throwing it back at you.
I know. I see.
You're on my show now.
These are my rules. Let me think about that. I want to have more subscribers for one thing. Eventually, I hope, as I do have a crazy job where I can get enough subscribers and stuff where I can get monetized and I can be like, bye work, and just live on the YouTube land, and just working man decent and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't think that 6 months ago I would be here on this show that I used to watch as a viewer and be excited just to have a super chat in for me to actually be on the air.
Yeah.
So I don't, sky's the limit.
I'm going to cut you off because I just got a super chat.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Fact, right?
Go ahead.
The rarest mineral in the world is called Abenakite. It was found in Canada. It's named after the Abenaki people, and only one piece about the size of a grain of sand was ever found of it. So there you go. There's a fun super fact for your super chat, which is for $2 from secular felinist, and it says, "Hey, ya, Kelly and Kelly. Hey, ya, secular felinist." Thank you so much.
Did that show air when you were? It was, well, I don't know. It was local. It was called Kelley and Company. It was a talk show.
No.
It was a show. It was called Kelley and Company.
Down in Detroit?
It was a husband and wife. Yeah, I think it was the local. It was like on the ABC network or something. But it was husband and wife, and the last names were Kelly. Spelled like your last name, but it was called Kelley and Company.
I might know about the show. Did they do like a variety show in their basement, sort of?
No, this is like a talk show, like a Phil Donahue type of show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've seen some crazy shows from back in the day that were produced by people independently.
Yeah, it was a pretty good show though, and I remember.
We got another super chat. We got to stop and do a super fact. Do you want to do a super fact? Do you want me to do another one?
Mama, you can. Why just say? Hold on.
I think Kelly's got having some problems there. So I guess I'll do it. Crispin Slit, 2 pounds. Thanks to all the team.
I'm back.
Thanks, Crispin. Thanks to all the team for me too. The team's freaking awesome. Honestly, they make me look good, which goes to show you they're all awesome. And a super fact for you. Let me see. I'm doing all geology things tonight. The most hardest.
That's what you're good at.
Yeah, well, that's what that's what I figured. And normally, sometimes I would have some facts pulled up, and I didn't pull any, so I'm just pulling them out of my head. So we measure the hardness of minerals on a scale of 1 to 10, the Mohs hardness scale. And the problem with the hardness scale is that a 2 is not twice as hard as a 1, or actually is twice as hard. And a 3 is twice as hard as a 2, and a 4 is twice as hard as a 3. So it's incrementally, each number isn't the same amount of hardness. And it makes it really kind of hard for people who are just starting out to identify minerals as a result. So I get a lot of people that say, well, they'll send me a picture and I was like, I checked its hardness and it was a 9. And there's like 3 minerals in the world with a hardness of 9, and it wasn't one of the ones they found. So there you go.
I don't know about no rocks, except some of them look pretty.
I bet you know how to throw them.
I don't know. I wish I did know how to skip rocks. You used to skip rocks. I never could do that kind of stuff.
You got to come up here and visit.
But yeah, you kind of
Lake Superior. There's plenty of flat rocks. You can get a lot of practice.
We're supposed to be coming up. Michigan Atheist wants to do that. A Pride event up there.
Up in Marquette.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go, because I think it might be one of the other conference time, like non-believers or something like that conference. We'll see if I can make it. Yeah.
But somebody from Michigan Atheist will be there, no?
We're planning on it now, who's all going to be there. But it's usually only me and the president doing everything.
That's how a lot of things tend out to be. I know I've done a lot. Run a couple of different nonprofits, and it tends to fall down to 2 or 3 people usually. So they do 80% of it anyway, right?
I do a lot of other stuff, and I work full time. So we can see what all I can do. And that's how I got zooped up to be a part of it, because I was always working with him and helping out through Black non-believers, but with them too. And so they was like, well, you want to do more? I'm like, I guess so. They always get me. I need to stop seeing.
I used to work with an organization, and you always see me with pencils, like old-fashioned pencils on here. We had boxes and boxes of these made up, and we would give them away for donations to buy school supplies for teachers, not for the students, but for the elementary school teachers who were spending so much of their paychecks on the things that they needed for their classrooms. And we got together with teachers, made lists of the things that they said they needed. And yeah, it was a pretty cool, fun nonprofit to run for a little while. But we did it for like 3 years, and it just kind of fell apart. You know how those things go.
Yeah. It's really hard, because you want to help the community out when you do these nonprofits, but then when you don't get the resources to help and everything, you are left.
We had a lot of people who were helping out at first, but then you know how it is, life happens. So you lose, people have children, they get married, they get in relationships, they get another job. So, and that's what happened. We just lost too much, and there was a lot of work involved in it. And I had a heart attack, which wasn't good. So things happen.
Oh yeah, you gotta take care of yourself now. I'm about to beat you up. You're not taking care of your health. You gotta take care of yourself now. But yeah, I'm waiting for these callers now. I'm just sitting here like I want one.
Well, we've got we got a call in the queue. Sarah has an ethical question about challenging their friend's faith. I think we can bring up Sarah. Oh, or is she still in the screening room? I think she still might be in the screening room. We'll let we'll give him another minute there. Yeah. Give him another minute, and we'll bring him in a minute. I think Sarah's called before. She's she's been debating a lot with some of her theist friends. So we'll see if we can help her out a little bit. You're good at that, right?
I try to. I try to as much as I can. Try to help people.
Up. I don't know what's going on there.
Sometimes it takes time for that stuff to
I know.
You screen through.
Yeah, I'm told to keep talking about stuff. So, what kind of stuff do you want to talk? Do you, it's going to make a stuff joke, and I just lost it.
You can make a joke.
So,
Yes, I'm trying to, huh?
yeah, let's say we're both in Michigan, the state of Michigan,
Yes,
and I don't
but
think people
you're
realize.
like here, and I'm like here,
Yeah, we
so we're
here in
like
Michigan.
8 hours away.
Michiganders always do this with their hands to show you the state, and you live down here,
Yeah,
and I live up here.
so we're like 8 hours away.
Yeah, it's like an
It's
8-hour drive.
easier to get to like Chicago than it is to get to you.
Yes.
Because there's really no, unless you drive, like it's no like bus or plane. It's like maybe it's whatever, but
The problem is
yeah,
the lake. You got to go around the lake. So if I could just drive straight to
yeah.
Detroit, it wouldn't be so bad.
I haven't been up north in a long time. I think I was high school, so I went. So I'm called a troll because I'm under the bridge.
Yes, yes, you're under the Big Mac Bridge.
So I am a troll.
That's a local joke. We have a bridge that connects the two parts of Michigan, and it's the largest suspension bridge, at least in North America. It's 5 miles long.
Yeah.
And we call everybody that lives on south of the bridge trolls because they live under the bridge. So
I'm a troll. Who's under my bridge?
everybody up here hates
Yeah.
the trolls too because they come up here during tourist season and make everything busy, and I love it.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be an
That's how
economy
y'all make
up here
y'all
without
money.
them. Yeah.
'Cause that's how y'all get y'all money. Now I do go to Boyne Mountain sometimes. That's not no, I know that's fun place to go. The skiing place. I don't ski though. I go for the water park that's up there, just so you know.
We have a
Yeah.
lot of skiing up here, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when my daughter, well, one of my daughters, I should say. So basically, there was like everybody in that was their fourth grade got a free lifetime during to the 18 years old for like skiing. She was like, "Mom, I'm not going skiing," but they gave everybody in the Michigan school system access to ski for their whole lifetime. Well, at least it was 18, but we never went though.
I got a call. It came through. So you want
Oh.
to take it?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Come on.
You're gonna love this. It is our friend John from Canada, and he wants to ask us about the possibility of alien life. What we think about it. So, hi John, how you doing?
Hello, Kelley. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
That's
Thanks for
good.
calling.
Oh, you're welcome. I was watching the show. I see that you guys were just also.
So you want to know what our opinions of alien life are, like the possibilities of it?
Yes, I do.
You want to go first, Kelley?
Could
That's so funny for me to say.
I know, can we both Kelley? Because I almost when he said how do you, he meant so he was talking to me at first. Well, for me, my opinion have changed throughout the years. And there's no scientific evidence that's any life form outside of what's in this atmosphere besides what's here. If there is, haven't heard of anything. That's my take on it. But I like watching like the sci-fi stuff and thinking maybe something could be. I love watching like the Star Treks and the Star Warses and movies like that. But I just don't think that it's real. Haven't seen any evidence so far.
I think it's most probably that there is some kind of alien life out there. I don't know if there's intelligent alien life that are within communication distance of Earth. I don't know about that. But I'm almost positive we're going to find some kind of alien life in some place, even if it's just a bacteria. So
that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
It might be something like that, but not really like humans walking around. Take me to your leader type of thing. I don't know. That's an interesting question,
Kelley,
though.
Well, Kelly,
And
what do you, why do you,
sometimes I sit
why do
around
you,
and I do think that.
well, Kelly,
What,
why
what
do
was
you
that?
think that,
What was that, John?
Yeah.
why do you think that there might be aliens out there? I'd like to know.
I just think that, like just recently we found all the building blocks of life on a asteroid. So I mean, if all the building blocks are out there and they just need to come together somewhere, I'm sure it's probably happened in more than once. There's places we know of that have water. From what we understand, we need water for life. Europa is a good example. One of Jupiter's moons has huge. It's actually just a water planet, a frozen water planet. So it's very possible that something evolved to live in the water, in that very cold water underneath that frozen surface. So we just haven't discovered it yet.
That's interesting. I just find it amazing that life evolves even on this planet. Like, what are the chances of that happening? Like, in order for life to evolve on this planet, what?
It is pretty
amazes
amazing.
me
I'm going to
too.
give you. I'll give you that.
It is.
I think it's amazing that it ended up with something like me. That's what amazes
I
me.
know.
Right? But yeah, and I often wonder about it. I can't say what did it. I would love to know. It's one of those things I'm just going to have to be good with not knowing, because I don't think it's going to happen, at least in my lifetime. We're going to find the answer for that. It's fun to think about, but it just I think the fact that there's some kind of life out there, even if it's just bacterial life, that we're going to find it eventually. So, what do you think?
I
Do
agree
you
with
think
that.
that? What's that,
I
John?
agree. I agree. I believe the universe is too vast for it just to be us. I think the universe is too vast just to be us. Okay, I strongly doubt that life will be intelligent. Like you said, most likely it's going to be an amoeba or something simple like that. But even finding that's going to be a huge scientific revolution. Like if we find that, like this actual life outside planet Earth.
And if there is like an intelligent form of life out there, there are so many variable factors about why we wouldn't even have ever gotten into contact with them. Like maybe they were like us and started using up all their natural resources faster than he could replenish them, and they weren't able to expand out, make a great diaspora into the universe and gather those things. They were running out of them, so they had to curtail their exploration into the space. That could be something in and of itself. That instead of that being more important, it was more important to conserve what they had and stay alive, right?
Well, between the two scenarios, staying alive would be more important. Exactly. There's a whole number of scenarios that could be in play. But
fun to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that about the possibility of alien life. Like, I can recommend 2 movies that deal with that you might be interested in. Do you want to hear them?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, watch what's the name of the film? The Day the Earth Stood Still, the 1950 version. Yeah. And also, like I said last week, check out Contact. It's the most realistic version of example of how it would really be like if we really did make contact with an alien race.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Those are both great movies.
Yeah. Yes.
Plateau, Barada. Yeah. Nikto, Barada, right?
Yeah.
I remember it was like They Live was the one I liked growing up.
With the late great Roddy Piper.
Yeah. Chew bubblegum. That was my movie right there.
The movie you're talking about is called They Live. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Love that movie too. That to me was like one of the scariest movies I ever saw. Not that it's scary when you watch it, right? But a week later, when you start thinking about it, whoa, shit! That's when it gets scary, right?
Do you want to know which movie scared me, Kelly?
What's that?
E.T.
E.T.
Yeah.
Scared you? Oh, that was so cute, though. I mean, I guess the scientists bothering E.T. kind of got me. When they took him to that laboratory, that was scary for E.T.
What scared me about was the lighting and how they shot California. And what I really don't understand is how that there were astronauts walking on the streets of Sacramento. Like that didn't make any sense to me. Like,
so you got anything else you want to add, John, or?
No, I think that's it. I just want to say one more thing to your partner, Detroit Atheist Queen. I too am into Star Trek and Star Wars and movies like that. But between Star Trek and Star Wars, I prefer Star Wars.
I mean, like breaking up a lot on your end. Maybe it just might be me, but everything else sounds clear as I'm trying to see.
He's a little low. I've been having a little bit of a problem.
Okay, that's okay.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was something wrong with me. Okay.
There
might be, but not.
I'm into sci-fi movies. That's all I wanted to say. Okay.
Cool.
Well, have a good day.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
There's a good one out right now with Sam Rockwell. I'm not going to say its name, but go see it if you get a chance, John.
Okay. Well, let me know after air what it is.
Okay. Well, have a good night.
You too, John.
Thank
have a great
you. You
night.
as well. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thanks for calling, John.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
That was a fun call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't know. Yeah,
I'm always wanting to talk about aliens. So.
Yeah. I used to watch. It was this show with another wrestler, Jesse the Body. It was a conspiracy show. So basically, they were saying that aliens were like amongst us, but they weren't the same kind of aliens we thought they were.
Yeah,
but
they
were
people and stuff, right?
Yeah, like V. You remember V?
Yeah.
That was another show I liked. Yeah, the V. I love the V. She get that bird. But yeah, that was stuff. Yeah, but that was a conspiracy that there are aliens. A lot of stuff that we paranoia and stuff, but they're aliens walking around us, so we don't know that they're aliens.
You know what? I missed the super chat, so I didn't get a super fact for it. But we got $5 from Ambush the Apostate. Thank you so much, Seth. You freaking rock, man.
Boy.
And it says, "Love you both. Y'all rock." No, you rock, Seth.
You rock. You rock.
It's you're that's rocking.
Yeah. Seth, that's my homeboy right there.
I met both of you the same weekend.
Yeah, I met y'all the same weekend too.
Yeah, that was awesome. So
yeah, that was cool.
Quick super facts. What am I going to do real quick? A planoplane is a formation where mountains build up, and then sediment will fill up the spaces in between the mountains, and then later gets as glaciers and erosion comes away, it erodes away all the sedimentary rock and leaves these big batholiths, these long. I think you can call it batholith. So it's sort of like how the Blue Ridge Mountains were formed in the eastern United States. So there you go.
Oh, interesting. Good fun fact. I will remember it 5 minutes from now, but it was cool.
Oh, it's all good. You don't have to, I'm not testing anybody, so.
Oh, thank you. I thought I'll be tested into the show. Yeah. So
we have another call though. We have Sarah.
Hey,
from
Sarah.
Indiana. She, her from Indiana. IN, right? That's Indiana.
Yes.
And she wants to know how to talk with her religious friend about her faith. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. Thanks for waiting for us.
Yeah. I was kind of wanting to hear your opinions on. I've got a kind of a challenging situation with my friend. So we've been best friends for years, and she's a Christian, and I'm an atheist, and she always says like, "Oh, I'm very firm in my faith, and it's one of the most important things to her." And so I'm up for talking about anything. And so I say, okay, but every time I talk with her, it ends up getting kind of tense. And I try to censor the things I say. So that way, I don't really I want to dig a little deep into it, but not too deep that I don't know, it makes her upset. Additionally, she kind of has some mental health issues that make her unable to work. And I know her Christianity is kind of something that's her main coping mechanism.
Right.
Emotional coping mechanism. part. And so I'm like, I don't want to push you, but then she's like, oh, I would encourage, I want to hear it. I want to talk about everything. Like, give me everything. And I'm like, well, okay, and because we just had a conversation last week, and it ended a little tense where I offended her on accident, and I apologized, and I was like, I really didn't mean to make you uncomfortable or something like that. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it ethical?
Kelley, you want to
is
go
it more
first?
ethical? Okay, go ahead.
I guess even I went first last time, but I go first this time too.
Oh, you're my guest.
I know. I'll be like switcheroo. I do have that problem. I have most of my friends are theist friends, are highly religious and stuff. I was the highly religious group, and so with me, many times, I try not to discuss religious or non-religious things with them. Like, I don't talk about me being on this show or anything else because it triggers them as well. But sadly, it's some people I don't talk to anymore because when they found out I was atheist, they just totally was like, forget you, and blocked me off everything. And it really hurt because I'm like, what did I do besides believe God wasn't real? But they still didn't care, and have you told your friend how you felt? Because it shouldn't just be a one-way street where you're only trying to please them.
Yeah, she's explicitly brought it up too, where she goes, I really enjoyed our conversation. Sorry it got tense, and I don't want you to, hold back from saying anything. And so she explicitly told me this even after this conversation. But I'm like, but I don't want to make you feel that way. I guess I haven't actually responded to her on that yet.
Can I ask you a question real quick? What has been the main source of your disagreements? Has it been about science facts versus religious faith, or what is most? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, most of what we talk about is just I ask her questions about her faith, and it I think it got stressful for her when I was asking her questions about the Bible, and she was sharing with me some stories in the Bible that made her feel good, and I was like, oh, those are really interesting stories, and I really enjoy you sharing that with me. But then I'd ask her I feel bad, I can't remember the name of the biblical character in the Old Testament, but it was a woman who was a slave who left Egypt and had one of a kid who was an important person in God's lineage or genealogy. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that she really found a lot of strength in that story. And then I asked her, oh, well, why did God make her a slave in the first place? But, why couldn't he have just been like, hey, here, have a good life? Because she was mentioning that I guess she's the only character in the Bible who God let her call him whatever she wanted to call him. And she found that really profound. But then I was like, well, if he could give her the power to do something like that, I guess, which I don't know if that's profound or not, but why couldn't he just be like, hey, also, you don't have to be a slave anymore, And that is kind of what got her really frustrated with me. And
so it sounds like maybe she might be interpreting your questions as an attack on the thing that she's using to comfort her.
Yes,
yeah. And that's where I was like, oh no, I obviously crossed the line, and but I genuinely was kind of curious. I didn't mean to make it offensive, but I was kind of curious on her take on that. I was like, oh,
you know, you're in a tough spot with that one. Like I have had a lot of conversations with Thea's friends, but I don't have to worry about their emotional feelings for the most part, right? They're pretty strong people. So I'm going to have a really hard time giving some advice here, but I'm going to say one thing. It might be best to back off from attacking the parts of the Bible that she really uses for comfort, but discuss some of the other parts of the Bible that she doesn't bring up, right? And look at not the religious questions of that part of the Bible, but the logical questions of that part of the Bible. Why would this thing that the Bible says happen not be able to happen? From a logical sense, not a scientific or a physical sense. Right? Because when you're a theist and you believe in God, miracles are a thing. Anything can happen in the physical world because of a miracle, right? And that's why I like to talk to people on a logical level, you know, to make them think about, well, what was the motive here? How could this have happened without, you know, without God? Or how did God make this happen? Why did God make this happen? And I think that's a better maybe approach than the one that you're working on right now. I don't know if that helps or not, but
Yeah, no, that is helpful. And, you know, I mean, that logically makes sense too. You know, I want to less emotional response to something, move away from the most emotional part of her religion or her faith. That's good advice. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. Because with me, sometimes I've realized that no matter what you can say to certain people, they're still going to believe no matter what. Because I've even had somebody, well, even if I realized that God wasn't real, I said, I still would have faith or whatever. And it didn't make any sense, but that was their coping mechanism, how they got through stuff. You know, like I just recently, some of my family members I stopped talking to because of how they kept belittling me because no longer was a theist. So my aunt messaged me recently looking to meet up with me, and she was like, I don't understand why you're an atheist, but I cannot let any time go past without at least seeing you, spending time with you. And I think it's stupid that I've left you all these years. You know, so that was like a second minute moment for me. Happened like a couple weeks ago. So yeah, but I had to leave her alone because I'm tired every time you want to dog me out because I no longer believe and stuff like that. You know, but with you sometimes, like what he said, you know, stop bringing up religion. Try to find something else you guys like to do. Where do you guys like hang out and go to the show? I don't know, but just do activities you guys like. Just leave religion out. If you want to keep that friendship.
I agree.
I was just thinking when you were saying that, I was just thinking you got a lot of times when you meet people that you really are clashing with, sometimes the best thing to do is, and you're already friends in this case, and I'm sure your friendship means a lot to her. So don't blow that. Really, don't blow that. And I think a lot of times when I clash with somebody, I stop, pull back, and I make friends with them instead. And then I find that we can have that conversation sometimes a little bit better. A good illustration of that is our last caller, who we used to get very, very involved with back and forth, and we've become friends, and we can have a really good conversation now. So,
it was a subtle conversation with him.
Yeah,
shocked. Yeah,
that's true. I appreciate both of your input on that.
But I mean, you know, I mean, she obviously enjoys your friendship. She deserves your friendship. You seem like a really nice person.
Yeah,
and
I live in Michigan. I'm not too far.
And you know, the fact that you're concerned about this tells me that you're a good person, right? So I just be careful. Don't blow that friendship with her, because that might be something that's given her a lot of emotional comfort too. You know, not just her Bible stories, but your friendship. So be careful with that. And that's probably my best advice that I can give you. But also, you know, again, like try to talk about them on a logical sense, and don't just do automatic gainsaying. You know, well, my God exists. No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, yes, he does. Oh, no, he doesn't. Don't do that, because that's not going to get either one of you nowhere, just mad at each other. So, right?
Yeah,
And
that's true.
sometimes the old saying. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm cutting you off.
Oh no, I was just saying, I definitely, I'll have to learn some more Bible stories then, because she's definitely somebody who wants to talk about religion when we get together. Even though we do other things together, like sitting and talking about our values and our beliefs and stuff is something that she really likes to do, and I don't mind doing it, except for this aspect of it. So maybe I will try to get us to talk less about the religious part. And if she really does, maybe I should go learn different Bible verses or Bible stories to talk about instead that she hasn't brought up, or something like that. I'm sorry, you go ahead.
Another thing that's maybe a possibility is if she brings something up, don't counter it right away. Wait a few weeks. Learn about it yourself, think about some of the logical implications of it, and then bring it up and maybe 3 or 4 weeks later and talk about it again. I had a very right-wing evangelical friend. Unfortunately, we don't talk to each other that much anymore, but we had many, many, many good conversations without either one of us losing our temper, just because, we were able to think. We'd ask each other questions, and then instead of getting into an argument about them, we'd get together a week later and discuss them. So we both had a chance to think about them for a week or so. And get some better thoughts out. So that's another thing that's possible.
Yeah.
I just hate to see you lose friendship with somebody that you're a friend with and who probably really does enjoy your friendship and does need it. So
I was going to say something.
No, I really like
sad. Yeah. Sometimes it's sad, but the truth hurts. Sometimes it's sad, but the truth hurts.
Yeah.
And sometimes people have inner anger because they know you're right and they don't want to admit you're right. So they kind of show anger instead of, so she's right.
Yeah, that's another thing, because I am kind of worried about, so something with that situation was that she kind of said she told me, she's like, I feel a bit defensive because it sounds like you're saying you know more about the Bible than me. And I was like, not at all. In no way do I feel that way. And it seemed like it came out of left field, like just totally random. And so that kind of what you just said kind of makes me think that might be.
Yeah, you don't want to weird. Everything that you believed is a lie. It kind of got to me too.
That's a rough thing to accept, especially when you're already having emotional problems, right?
Yeah, that's true. So, all right. Well, I really appreciate this talk. I definitely feel like I've got some kind of options to think about and mull over. So I really appreciate.
Cool. Can I ask you a question?
I appreciate you for calling.
Okay, because we were talking about paranormal things tonight. Have you ever had a paranormal experience?
No. I kind of wish I did.
I wish I did too.
I joke about my cat. I'm like, oh, cats, they go into different dimensions all the time. Yeah, the cat. So they show up over there. But that's about the extent of it for me.
Cool. Thanks, Sarah. I so appreciate you calling. You were awesome.
Yes, thank you.
All right, well, thank you. All right, have a good night.
Good night.
You as well. I liked her.
Yeah, she was really pleasant. We still got a little bit of time. We got some open phone lines, so if you want to call in, still feel free to. I'd love to. Kelley really wants to talk to you.
Yeah, I want to have a conversation. This is my first online call show, so let's see how this goes. If I might be invited back on if I talk like I got some sense.
They let me on, and I don't know how to do that.
How dare they? Oh Lord! I'm trying to see. I see I just saw a little super chat pop up.
I do. I see one there. I missed it. Look at me.
Yeah. No, I'm doing better at your job than you are. Oh.
From Space Barbarian. You want to read this one?
Hold on. Can I? I might need
Oh,
to
I,
put my
I don't
on
know if
for
you
that.
can. We don't have the document. I don't think. I got it. It's from Space
you do?
Barbarian, 34.84, a whole $10. Thank you so much. Yeah, you probably don't want to get into a duck season, rabbit season shouting match. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's yeah, duck season, rabbit season. Yeah. That's awesome. You know what? I haven't even thought about that in years. That was so awesome.
Are you hunting rabbits? I'm hunting rabbits. I was thinking about Bugs Bunny. Hunting rabbits.
Yeah, that's the way Bugs and Daffy argued about what hunting season it was, right? That was funny.
Come on, colors.
Oh, I got to do a thing.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? This is really interesting. Just a few years ago on Lake Mendota in Wisconsin, which is also close to us here in Michigan, a woman who was doing a study, an anthropological study, found a dugout canoe under the water. And they started doing some excavations around the area. They ended up finding, I think, 15 canoes that were some were thousands of years old. And it was like the richest find of Native American dugout canoes ever found. So it was pretty interesting. There's a lot of information about it on the internet. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I implore you to go check it out. It's really awesome, actually. It made me want to go out and build a dugout canoe and go paddling around Lake Mendota in Wisconsin. So
yeah. Oh yeah, I was growing up. One of the national parks is called Belle Isle. It's an island, but it's usually mostly a park. I found it years ago that people used to live there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so when I was growing up, it was real vibrant and beautiful. They had canoeing and we would go and horseback riding there and everything. It was like a real fun. It's not as fun as what it was then, but we used to go canoeing every the paddle boats, I'll say. They're paddle boats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we used to do that like every weekend. My mom would take us there and go horseback riding too. What time memories as a child. So I am anticipating another caller.
What would you like to do if you had the chance to do anything? You had no restrictions. You could do any kind of atheist activism. What would it be that you'd like to do? I know you're going to be going on a cruise with Black Non-Believers this year.
Yeah.
Which sounds like I would love to do that. But so
you should come on. If you can come on, yeah, we have so much fun. And remember, what goes on a cruise stays on a cruise. So, I'm just looking at if I able to do anything. I mean, none of us would be hungry. I mean, I couldn't see, like, if I had like resources and stuff, everybody would be okay. Nobody worried about being homeless. I just would be looking out for everybody. That would be me. That's the main thing. I don't really need nothing in my own life. I'm okay. But if I could help somebody else so they don't have to worry about the next meal or something like that, I would love to do that.
That's awesome. I've often been asked on what it would take me to start believing in a God. And one of the things that I said that would be a really good start for me is if every starving child in the world got a sandwich in their hands instantaneously all around the world. That would be a great sign.
Yeah, because it's no way that somebody is a billionaire.
Yeah, stop the suffering of the children, right?
And you got people that don't have where they're going to go, where they're going to live and eat. There's billionaires out there. I don't know. I never understood that. I never figured that out. Like, why is there people don't have nowhere to go?
Yeah, you know what we got?
You got so many homes. We
got a super chat from Kelley Laughlin. She says, "I want to call in, but I must wait a few. And she says, yes, I have experienced the UFO. That was from Kelley Laughlin, 4937 for $4.99.
I wanted to hear your story, Kelley.
Yeah, I want to hear her story too. Plus, I thought it would be, I even said before the show, hey, I know a Kelley that comes in. Maybe she'll call us. We'll have 3 Kelleys on.
Yeah. Yeah, I've met her through the chats a while back.
Yeah. think he's called. I'm pretty sure we've talked on this show before. I know we've talked before.
Yeah.
I know
I think she has called on this show.
I know we
the
talked
damn
on
shows
another
with her.
show at least once. So
Yeah.
on a different network, I'm not going to mention because
Well,
it's
I
a
will
for-profit.
say-
We're a nonprofit, so I can't do it.
Yeah. I feel comfortable because I know at first I was like, I hope I don't get no crazy things colored and I don't have to cuss them out and stuff. But luckily nobody has called that's been irate and stuff like that. This is pretty chill. Just like two friends talking on live YouTube land and now TikTok land now. But yeah, and
we got to give a super fact for Kelley, right? You know, the biggest earthquake that in American history was in Missouri, centered in Missouri.
And it was named Kelley.
It changed the course of the Mississippi River even. So that's kind of a weird.
Oh wow!
Yeah, crazy thing.
No, I never. See,
there is actually a part of the state of Illinois now on the west side of the Mississippi River because of it.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Just a little spot, little weird thing. That's a super fact, right?
Yeah.
It was called the New Madrid. It was on the New Madrid Fault. So Madrid is spelled like Madrid. They don't know how to pronounce European cities down there. There's also a place in southern Illinois called Vienna that's spelled just like Vienna, Austria. So
you know, people are, because like even like Detroit technically is French and it's supposed to be pronounced Detroit, but we say Detroit, so it's not really pronounced right. A lot of our cities, a lot of our streets, I should say, is French streets. And you can hear like the actual map, like the Google Maps, how they pronounce. That's not how you pronounce those streets. It'd be so funny though, because they pronounce it so funny.
I got to know here that Kelley says she's going to give us a call. So,
hey, okay, we'll be waiting for you.
It's really rare to get three Kelleys together. It really is.
I know. Well, I have made that happen a few times.
Yes.
I can kind of protest, and I had a couple. Then I had Kelley had her show. Kelly.
I was about to say, it hasn't been that rare for the two of us.
I know.
But it's been
all the time.
Pretty rare that you get three Kelleys together.
I know we always be together, chats or interviews or something. I can't get rid of you even if I wanted to.
I'd like to get the other Kelley back on the show someday. That'll be fun. It'd be fun to have
all three of us. I know that would be amazing.
The Kelleys together. There you go.
Yeah. Like Kelley and Cynthia McDonald was on a show that we did talking about the some stuff I won't mention, but some racial things.
Gotcha.
And we discussed that.
You can discuss that. Just don't get political. That's all.
I didn't want to say I didn't want to go to that because that would bring that into that. But it was some racial stuff that was posted. But that's all I'll say with that. But yeah, we talked about that and other things. Kelley Four-Way. I'll read the comment. Four-Way Kelley. But yeah. But this has really been a fun experience so far, you know?
Yeah. I always enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm amazed that they let me keep coming back and doing it, to be honest with you. I really enjoy it.
I'm here for the first time. I'm shocked that I'm on.
I really like talking to people. I really like hearing some of the stories. I try not to argue with people. I have gotten into a few spicy calls. I can get spicy if I want to. So
yeah, sometimes it's not worth it because some people they call to start an argument.
Yeah, and
it's so funny. Like I didn't know that these calls, because before it was YouTube, they actually was like actual call in or live whatever. I didn't even know about that. I thought AC just started calling me 30 years ago, and I was a evangelical person, and so this would have been something that I would have did if I knew about it. They would have made us call. So now things change. Now they're calling me.
Do you have any events that you're planning down in Detroit in the near future?
Yeah. So we had to reschedule, but we have a 2-part learning series where we're learning about how let me write it right. Religion corrupted society. So we're going to the African American called the Charles Wright Museum. And then we're going to the Jewish Museum. I cannot pronounce that museum name. And we're going to go there in a couple weeks later. So on the 15th, we're going to the Charles Wright Museum of African American Studies. And then on the 29th, we'll be in at the Jewish Holocaust Museum, which I think is in Farmington Hills or something like that. But hey, that's what we're doing. To try to see the difference and the similarity between what the Jews went through and what the African Americans went through.
I'm being told to encourage Kelley to call in next week, that we're running out of time now. If somebody wanted to get a hold of Michigan Atheists, there was a Michigan person wanting to get involved with your group, how would they contact you?
We do have a website, michiganatheist.com. Either the .com or .org. I think it's .com. But yeah, look us up that way. And we are going to be tabling at a lot of different events in Michigan. Hopefully Marquette will be one of the places. But we do Royal Oak, Flint, Grand Rapids. So look to find us there. We do something called a debaptism, which get a lot of good and bad endorsements.
Do you throw people out of the water?
Well, no, yeah. Well, no, what we do is, it's kind of funny though, but we'll have somebody sit down in a chair and we get a non-plugged in blow dryer and we give a little speech saying how that now they are enriched with the scientific fact of knowledge and no longer is burdened with religion, so on and so forth. And now you are a new person because you have logic and reason instead of the biblical mess. So they're free to go. And then people love it. But we actually have had TikTok videos of people cussing us out saying that how dare we do this. But yeah, the Black non-believers, I do my stuff with them. And I try to plan an event like once or twice a month. And then we have our Revival of Reason. It's going to happen in June. And we have our CCon that's always every November. So those are some things. And then we're going to also table on some events. Hopefully I can see some of you guys there. Some events that that they're having. Other organizations are having too. And I might come to the Bat Cruise this year. I don't know if I can. Again, it all depends on finances and stuff.
Yeah, well, you're going on a cruise, so.
But I went on both last year, though.
Oh, cool. All right.
I'm always going on a cruise every year, back to being cruise every year.
I'm being told to go ahead and wrap up the show. So I want to thank our backup host, Kelley, for helping out tonight.
Kelley.
And I want to reiterate the prompt for next week, which is, who do you want to meet in hell and why? And before I leave here, one of the things that we always ask people at the end of the show is to leave us with some words of wisdom. So what words of wisdom do you have for us, Kelley?
I don't have to do that.
Yeah, well, that's why we don't tell people, because we want it off the cuff, I
don't have no wisdom. Oh, don't tell me. I hit my printer. Thanks a lot. Okay, just be yourself and know that you're not perfect, but just know that this is a community where you can be loved and stuff like that. And don't be like me, where I did not think that I was going to be accepted. And now look at me, So come out, these events, have fun, and be true to yourself.
That's good advice. That's good advice. Stand up and tell people what you believe in. So,
or not,
or not. And things are going to be okay, or they're not going to be. So it's what it is. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody who stopped by and watched the show tonight. I want to thank you so much, Kelley, for being my guest tonight. And I want to thank the amazing crew once again. They were freaking awesome. And I want to implore you all, everybody watching, to remember to keep wanting the truth.
Watch Talk Heathen live Sundays at 1 p.m. Central. Visit tiny.cc/YTTH and call into the show at 512-991-9242 or connect to the show online at tiny.cc/callth.